I honestly can't believe I'm making this video already. It's like literally 2 weeks until a lot of students go back to school here in North America. And that just means my summer is almost over. But I'm crossing fingers that this laptop or back to school laptop video I'm making helps a lot of you out, because this is such a tough decision, because a lot of you buying this are usually tight on a budget. You're buying something for the next 3 to 4 years, and hopefully this video helps out. If it does, feel free to subscribe and like the video, as it helps me out too. And of course, links to all these laptops will be in the description down below. I'm gonna start off with like my all-around pick, the one that I think kind of covers all bases, and that goes to the Acer Swift X. This is a laptop that's a little bit heavier than, let's say, the MacBook Air, but it comes with great performance and good value. Let's say you're a student and you know you're gonna be taking notes, which obviously this laptop can do, but you're not sure how much performance you're gonna need for some of your other classes. This is a laptop that has 8 cores, the Ryzen 7 5800U, and a dedicated GPU, the RTX 3050 Ti. So even if you do take a course or class that requires more intensive software, the CPU and GPU inside of here are most likely going to handle it. Whereas a laptop that doesn't have a dedicated GPU might feel a bit slower. Now, this is retailing for about $1,069. It started off at $999, so I don't know why it went up by 70 bucks, but it's still a great deal, and you just get like tons of ports to go with it, and the battery life is just gonna make it last the entire day. Now, if you don't need a dedicated GPU and you want something a bit more refined, MacBook Air. Like, this is definitely one of my top picks, period, for back to school. It may not have the GPU of the Acer Swift X, but the performance on this guy with the M1 chip is still amazing. Plus, you get other great features that a lot of these laptops on the tables don't have, like amazing speakers, one of the best touchpads I've ever used, a good typing experience, good quality control, whereas some of these other laptops, I get complaints about them all the time. A display that has great color accuracy and saturation and brightness, and an operating system that runs very smooth on a device with only 8 gigabytes of RAM. The only downfall to this laptop is you only get 2 ports, but you can buy a dongle and kind of solve that by connecting more things to it. Now, this is on sale right now for $850 at Best Buy, $100 off, which I feel is like a fantastic deal. Now, if you are planning on keeping this for more than a few years, and you are planning on doing other things like using Final Cut Pro, then I suggest getting it with 16 gigabytes of RAM and instead of 8. Now, if $850 is too expensive for you, or you don't need a dedicated GPU, then I take a look at the HP Pavilion Aero 13. This guy starts at 750 bucks if you get the i5 model, but what makes this so special is its portability. Like, this thing weighs 2.2 pounds, and let's say you're the individual that values portability over everything else, then this laptop is the one you kind of want to look at. Now, one key thing that I really love about this thing is the display. It's a 16:10 display, exactly like the MacBook Air, whereas the Acer Swift X only has a 16:9. The keyboard is not too bad, the touchpad is okay, there's tons of ports to use, and the battery life is good. Now, if you can't find the Pavilion 13 with the Ryzen 7 CPU, you can take a look at the Envy 13 if it's being sold for less in your area. Or if you don't mind going for a 2-in-1, take a look at the HP Envy X360. That too has a Ryzen CPU and retails for around $1,000. Now, if these laptops are like still too expensive, I would take a look at the Acer Swift 3. This also retails for about 750 bucks, but it's a good, solid laptop. You know, like, sure, you know, it's not perfect, you know, the keyboard's a little flexy, and you know, the build quality is not as good as a MacBook Air, but the price is good, and like, this is something you can open up, upgrade, and use for years to come. Now, I understand a lot of you can't even afford $750 to $1,000, and I get it. You know, being a student can be rough. You don't make tons of money right now, and straight up, like, if you want anything decent from this year, you gotta spend $750 to at least $1,000. But there's still hope, okay? And if you're okay with buying a model from last year, you can get some great stuff, because there's tons of Ryzen 4000 series CPUs, 11th gen Intel processors, even though that's technically this year's CPU. A bunch of them did come out at the end of 2020 in laptops that you can pick up today. Now, these things usually retail anywhere from $500 to $650, and I'll place a couple of suggestions and links in the description down below if you're a little bit more budget focused. Gaming laptops. Look, 3-4 years ago, I wouldn't even have a gaming laptop in my best back-to-school laptops, but they've gotten so light now, they pack so much performance, and a lot of you are buying them just to replace everything. So if that's you, the best value to performance right now, I feel, is the Lenovo Legion 5 Pro. The only problem is you gotta inject some steroids into your neck to carry this thing every day, because this is not a light gaming laptop. Like, this is 5.7 pounds. So you gotta be a little bit of a maniac to carry this in your bag all the time. Okay, I don't care how tough you are. If you're walking with this every single day, you know, it's not gonna be a light laptop. But if you don't mind, this is gonna give you the best price to performance. Like right now with a 3070, 32 gigabytes of RAM and the Ryzen 7 5800H, you can pick it up for $1,600 US on the Lenovo website. Now, if that's too heavy for you, I would honestly take a look at the G15s, the Strix G15 or the Zephyrus G15. These laptops are closer to 4 pounds and they're much lighter to carry, but still offer fantastic performance. Also, the battery life is exceptional, over 9 hours, which is so important for a student. The only downfall to these laptops is they don't have webcams. So if you're gonna be doing a lot of Zoom calls, then you either have to go pick up a webcam for yourself or just don't talk to your friends, okay? Just say, listen, I don't wanna look at you. But you're gonna get a good deal on these guys. This is more expensive than the Legion 5 Pro. I think for the 3070, you're looking at about $1,850, but this guy is actually a great deal. A couple months ago, or a few weeks ago rather, this was on sale for $1,500, but it's back up to $1,650. But you're getting a 6800M inside of here, which is faster than a lot of 3070s and 3080s that are in laptops. So watch this one closely if you want like value to performance. Now, if you absolutely must have a webcam, you want to keep around this weight, take a look at the M16. That does have a webcam. It's my personal favorite out of these three, but you are taking a hit in battery life, only 5 hours and 30 minutes compared to these two guys. All right, the last section, 14-inch laptops with beefy GPUs. The Asus Zephyrus G14 kind of set a new standard for powerful and portable. And its competitor this year is the Razer Blade 14. If you need a webcam, get the Blade 14, but do know that you're gonna be paying a lot for that laptop, but you will get better performance because you have more options with the GPU. However, I think for value and bang for your buck, if you don't mind buying an external camera, the G14 makes a lot more sense. It's light, it has a 3060 inside. You can pick it up right now at Best Buy for $1449, and you can upgrade the RAM, something you can't do on the Blade 14. So that's it. Those are my picks for the best back-to-school laptops. If you think I missed anything, and remember, I'm not talking about laptops I haven't reviewed, but if you think I've missed anything, let me know in the comment section down below. Links to all these guys will be there in the description. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.